It's Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. Just as importantly, we teach women how men think. I am your professor. This is my classroom. Class is in session. This is where we teach the tenets of Leykis 101. You know the basics. Men are jerks and a-holes. We're only looking to get laid. We're proud of it. We don't spend more than $40 on a date. We don't date single mothers. We don't tolerate cell phones being picked up on a date. We don't stay overnight. There's no hugging, no squeezing, no spooning, no cuddling. We get our business done and we get the hell out of there. Just some of the basics. Being that this is an electronic classroom, it's a correspondence school of sorts, and so many of you write in with your concerns, questions, comments. You write into us at tom@blowmeuptom.com. tom@blowmeuptom.com. Will writes in and says, Dear Tom, I just started listening to your show, and I must say, where was I 4 months ago? I met this girl, a single mom. I am 27. She is 33. I like her. We had a good relationship these few months until she told me she's pregnant. And I can only think of your words. Single moms won't get abortions. And I must say, I am screwed. I am not ready to have a kid. I told her that main reason. We've only been together 4 months and I still have a lot of living to do. Now she is so depressed, making me depressed, talks to me while I'm at work and makes me feel guilty about, quote-unquote, killing a baby. I have a career ahead of me. I make over 70 G's a year, but she is wealthy too. So I'm not worried about her taking advantage of me. What is it I could say or do to talk to her? Help, Will. Well, I've said on the air many times, I'm not going to feel any sympathy for you if you're a student in this classroom. You date a single mother, you knock her up, and now you can't figure out how to get her to have the abortion. I don't feel sympathy for you. I'll answer your question as best I can. But, again, another student who thought he knew more than the professor. And you didn't, did you? Now, of course, your only option here is the Hail Mary. And the Hail Mary has been relatively effective under very long odds, I must say. You know what a Hail Mary is in sports. You're throwing the long bomb and you're hoping you're going to win the game in the last few seconds. I mean, the odds are slim. But the most promising way, especially when someone starts calling you up and wanting to talk and she's depressed and you had something resembling a relationship, you can tell her that, your plan is to marry her. That you love her very, very much. You've already told her that you've only been together 4 months. You want to tell her you want to give the relationship a chance to develop naturally, organically. That ultimately you want to have enough money put away to have a down payment on a home. You want to do it the right way. You want to save and plan. You don't want to do this haphazardly. You let her know if she has the abortion now. That down the line, when you are ready, you foresee the house with the white picket fence and all the kiddies, including her kid. It's just going to be wonderful. That's your only hope. Then you have to hope she goes for it. Get her to have the abortion. And then you have to drop her like a hot rock as soon as you're done. Buy her the Egg McMuffin and be done with her. Dump that bitch. Well, it's just another reminder how you boys should not be dating single mothers. Should not be doing it. This is what you get. Frank in Seattle writes in, it says, Tom, one of your 101 rules is that men should not approach women, but that we should make women approach us. I totally agree with you. Women crave attention, and this takes away the power they have to reject us. If a woman does approach, what would you recommend as good conversation topics? Good conversation topics are not to introduce topics. The idea is to let her have the pressure to create topics. You are too hip for the room. You are too cool. You are dressed in black. You are wearing shades. You have better things to do than sit there and talk to her. Let her stumble and fumble around and try to figure out what to talk about. You've got other things to do, other people to see, other places to go, other women to F. You're doing her a favor by giving her some time. And trust me, the more you have that attitude, the more women want you. The more they think you are something. The minute you start coming up with canned topics or canned opening lines, you're dead. You're dead. You have given up your power position. The power is held by the person who doesn't give a crap. That is how you have the power in a relationship. You could live without the other person. They want you. You could do without them. You're there, but you could just as easily not be there, and it would be okay with you. That is how you get the upper hand in a relationship. Ugly, but it's the truth. Let them come up with conversation topics. Manuel writes in and says, Dear Tom, I am a pussy. I've been listening to you for 5 years now and realized late in my life that I am a pussy. I'm 22. Late in my life, he says. He's 22. My whole life I've been the friend, in quotes. At first I didn't care. In fact, I thought I knew more than you. I would dismiss your advice and try the gentlemanly approach. I figured one day these chicks would see me as what they need and it will be great. What an effing moron I was. I have changed, though. I have that a-hole in me trying to escape. I've had at least 2 chicks who I treated like crap, and in I went. Unfortunately, I do have one main flaw, and this is a big one. I have very low self-esteem. I'm not a bad-looking guy. I've had many chicks tell me I'm actually quite attractive. To no avail, though. I'm slightly overweight, and that's my main hang-up. I joined a gym, and I'm trying to lose weight, mainly for my health. Nothing's wrong with me. And I want to keep it that way. Yet every time me and my buddies go out drinking, I'm so self-conscious. But even when some chick or a group of chicks come to talk to us, I put myself down in my head, and I don't achieve nothing, he says. My low self-esteem is the one thing keeping my inner a-hole from letting me have fun. I was hoping you or some of your boys could give me some advice on how to get over my hang-up. Well, Manuel, even though women love to say that they've changed and they're just like men and they want men who look like studs or look like Chippendale dancers or whatever, the real truth is that women still are not as demanding as we are. And if they think you're hip or cool or have money or a cool job or potential, you'd be amazed. Women go blind when that happens. They can't see straight. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Jason writes in and says, Dear Dad, on Saturday this chick called me and wanted me to come up to the bar, but I lied and said that I was busy. But to tell the truth, I had just gotten done watching basketball with my friends and I did not want to go out. So did I do the right thing by not going to the bar? Yes. The only thing you did wrong was answer the phone. Do not answer the phone on the weekend. Do not answer the phone on the weekend unless it's one of your buddies. Do not. Screen calls, use caller ID, get an answering machine instead of voicemail, monitor the calls coming in. Do not pick up the phone unless it's a pal, or B, an existing booty call who is guaranteed to put out tonight. You did the right thing. Don't go to the bar with her on Saturday when she calls you at the last minute. You know what that means? That means she was going to meet some other guy at the bar and she got dumped. And you were sloppy seconds. Don't ever put yourself in that position. If she wanted to meet you for a date, she'd have made that date with you days or weeks before. Somebody else flaked. And you were supposed to come in from the bullpen and fill in for the number one choice. You did the right thing by not going. Don't feel badly about it. You didn't miss anything. You wouldn't have gotten anything. Here's what you do. Call her on Monday and tell her on Monday, a night that nothing's happening anyway, that you'll see her on Monday. And if she really does want to have sex with you and really does want to see you, she'll see you on Monday. If she doesn't, it just means that the only reason she wanted you was to be a beard. She wanted you to come in and fill in for the guy who flaked on her, and that guy flaked on her because he got something better. Trust me. Amazing. Anyway, there's a million emails here. I do read them all. You can write to me here at tom@blowmeuptom.com. tom@blowmeuptom.com. Would love to have your questions, your comments, your complaints, your disagreements. It's all welcome here. Our class here is designed for people who want to avoid serious relationships, avoid commitment, avoid marriage, avoid wasting time and money listening to women blather on about nothing we give a rat's ass about. We just want to get laid. We also entertain all people who disagree with your professor. If you're in any of those categories, now is the time to step forward.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The more you educate our men, you're pretty much screwing me over. I mean, I love going out and not taking a penny, just my ID. I mean, come on, cut me some slack. Give a dog a bone.
I'll give you a bone.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis 101, I am your professor. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Nick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, man?
I'm okay, Nick.
Here's the deal. I'm in a long-distance relationship. You're probably going to have a field day with me right now.
Uh-huh. Strike one.
Yeah, I know. I gotcha. Now, I've had my suspicions. We've been so-called dating for going on almost 5 years.
And you're 25. Strike two.
Yeah. So, what she's telling me now is that it's too painful to her to talk on the phone, but, that's like, the only way you can keep anything like this going. You know what I mean? It's pretty much based on communication.
Yeah, so what do you think she's telling you when she says that?
I don't know, some BS, that's all I know.
No, she's telling you something specific.
That you don't want to talk.
Why not?
Probably got other interests, man.
Bingo. Strike three. You're out!
So help me out, man. You know what? It's I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's almost, see, the thing is, I try and be how you preach. I really do.
You're too much of a nice guy, Nick. I can hear it in your voice.
Exactly. There you go. You see, my problem was I was raised by two women, my mother and my sister.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's your dad?
He was out before I was born.
Uh-huh. And let me guess, your mom and your sister said he was a jerk.
Well, he was. He really was.
Well, you know what, Nick? Maybe you ought to reconnect with him. Let me give you a little piece of advice here, Nick. That jerk, that's the jerk who turned your mother on to the point where she said, stick it in without a condom.
I hear you there, man.
You know what I'm telling you?
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, it's very easy for her to call him a jerk now, but guess what? What do you think turned your mother on? I know you don't want to think of your mother in these terms, but she's a woman like anybody else. What do you think turned her on?
Exactly what he was, man.
Being with a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to suggest a little homework assignment for you, Nick, and it's not easy, but I'm going to suggest you get your dad's phone number if you don't already have it.
Oh, I got it.
Does he, would he take your call if you made a call to him?
Oh, sure.
Really? Where does he live?
Oh, not too far from me, actually.
Okay.
He just recently moved, so he hasn't told me where yet.
If I were you, I'd spend a weekend with him and do what guys do with their dads. If your dad is into these things, have a beer, go fishing, watch sports, and talk to him. Because he has the key. You need to be what he is.
I will try my hardest, definitely.
Well, that's how you're going to do it. Whatever. By the way, did you ever find out why he was a jerk?
Oh, he was doing bad things.
Like what?
Oh, he was selling some stuff.
Selling drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd your mom get involved with somebody like that?
You got me there.
Because he was a bad boy.
That's right.
And she got turned on by that. You see?
You give a pretty good mental picture, man.
Hey, let me tell you, that's what women want.
It's just hard to believe, hey, you know?
It may be hard to believe that, Nick, but it's true. Because look at all the bad guys who get laid.
I know, I hear it on your show every night, man.
Yeah, and even your own mom. Your dad was such a bad person. Why did she get pregnant by him? Why'd you have sex with him? Because he was a bad man.
You definitely got a point like always, Tom.
Yeah. So, Nick, this is what you need to do. Your girl is already off to the races with somebody else. Don't even waste your time.
Gotcha.
Don't lose a night's sleep over it. There are no long-distance relationships when people are in college, okay? That's like women who break up with you and they say, well, we can still be friends.
Oh, I've heard that.
The girlfriend who moves to Florida from upstate or western New York to Florida, 1,500 miles away, she doesn't have the guts to have that big, teary scene with you where she says, well, now that I'm going to college, I'll probably be going to keggers and meet other guys and be boozing, and it'll be girls gone wild during spring break, and you'll be 1,500 miles away, and I'm going to be having a good time making new friends while you're 1,500 miles away working at the gas station, whatever you're doing. So, you know what? Just don't count on me being there. Women don't ever have a conversation like that. All right, I'll call you. We'll see each other during spring break. She's in Florida. Did she see you for spring break?
Not this past one.
Really? Where'd she go? Let's guess. Daytona Beach? Where'd she go?
She told me she was just going to hang out with friends. But...
I'll bet she was. On the beach with booze and her top off. Write this down, Nick.
I am, man.
That's what's happening.
I gotcha.
This is a Dear John letter where there's no letter. She just she's just slowly easing you into this idea.
Yeah. I should have seen it coming, though.
Well, the minute your girl moves to another state to go to college, it's over. That's a rule. It's done. No matter what they say, no matter how many times they write you a letter, no matter how often they call you, no matter how often they say, pretty soon it'll be end of the semester and you can come visit me. You know what? It doesn't matter, because when you're not there, she's going to movies with other people. She's going to dinner with other people. She's drinking with other people. You know this is true, right?
Oh, of course.
Well, if you know this, why do you even need to ask this question?
Because I'm an idiot.
Okay, I'll buy that. I mean, I'll tell you what, we can call her right now and I'll pop her like a zit. If you really want to know what's going on, I'll find out. She'll tell me.
I actually believe she would.
You believe she would tell me?
Oh, I'm sure she would.
I know she'd tell me. This is the first time she's been away from home. Do you know how women get when that happens? When they're in a totally different zip code where nobody will know what kind of sluts they're being? Her mom and dad aren't around, her siblings aren't around, her friends aren't around, other guys she might have dated aren't around, like you. She can booze it up and spread her legs and get gangbanged, and no one will ever know. What goes on the road stays on the road. I'm telling the guys, stop with these long-distance relationships. Stop it.
Yeah.
Are you that desperate for poon that you can't get any at home when your girlfriend moves out of the state? Come on. And let me guess, you have been completely loyal this whole time.
Oh, well, of course.
Waiting by the phone. Ever have one of those nights where, you get off work? Do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you get off work and you figure, well, I'll just turn the phone on, I'll wait for a call. And the call doesn't come in. And you keep waiting. And you try to act like you're not waiting for a call. And you keep waiting. Then you finally dial her number. And it rings and rings. She sees your caller ID and she puts her phone back in her purse. And you go to voicemail. Ever had a night like that, Nick?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and then you're calling her at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and you go into voicemail, right?
Oh, yep.
And then it's midnight, and you go to voicemail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day you say, you finally reach her, right? Like 10 a.m. the next day. And you say, hey, did you get my messages? And she says, I went to bed early last night. I was so tired I just crashed. Oh, she went to bed early, all right. Have you had that experience, Nick?
Yes, I have.
More than once, haven't you?
Oh, definitely.
All these unexplained disappearances?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she has some innocent explanation. She was studying. She was at the library. She was with a friend. They were at a movie. She went to bed early. She had a hangover from the night before. And you, because you're in love, you sat there waiting and calling and waiting and calling. Ever have trouble getting to sleep at night because you're still waiting for a call back?
Yeah, once or twice.
Right. And the bars close in Florida at 5 a.m. There you are sitting in Buffalo, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. When you finally reach her, she says, well, I didn't want to call you that late because I thought I might wake you.
See, this is why I listen to you, man. You're right on all the time.
I'm reading your life story here on the air, am I not?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching me or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Well,
little scary, but...
Nick, all the symptoms are there. All of them.
I can't say that you're wrong one bit, man.
So, are you going to waste any more time talking to her? She obviously doesn't want to talk to you anymore. She told you.
Yeah.
I'm
No
just
more
sorry.
time should be wasted, definitely.
Again, we can make one last call. I'll get the whole truth out of her. My guess is you don't want to know the truth.
No, not really.
Yeah. And by the way, you do know the truth.
Yeah.
Don't ever put all your eggs in one basket again, Nick.
I gotcha, man.
Don't do it.
I gotcha.
There is no such thing as a long-distance relationship. You know what there is? Long-distance booty calls. In other words, people who go to school, who come home on spring break, and you bang the crap out of them for a week, then they go back to banging the usual people they're banging back on campus.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is. There are no long-distance relationships.
So then what should I do, man? How do I become more of a jerk?
Well, do what I always say. Become more unreliable. Don't call women back. Don't answer the phone on the weekend. When you do talk to a woman, pay her backhanded compliments.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the backhanded compliments.
Yes.
You know. I love a woman with a little extra meat on her bones. Don't pay attention to what other people are saying about you. I think you're great. Things like that. Stuff that seems completely evil. In short, Nick, whatever your impulses tell you to do a 180. Do the exact opposite.
Gotcha.
If you think it's time to call a chick, do not call her. If you think it's the wrong time to call a chick, call her then. And don't ever answer the phone on the weekend. Ever. And make it your point to be dating at least 3 women at any given time. You want as many plates spinning as you can handle. Do not ever tell another woman for the time being that she's the only one. You sound like one of those. 3 weeks in, you've given up everybody else.
Oh, man.
And the reality is there was nobody else. Right?
Yep. Once again, man.
Nick, I know your type.
Tom. Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Why not just adopt?
Because we have the ability to have children.
Oh, so what? I have the ability to take a crap on your head. Does that mean I should come over and do it?
I would like, maybe you should try.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. I told you I read this mail. A listener who has requested anonymity writes in and says, hello, Tom. I've been a listener for 2 years now, and I agree with most of what you have to say. I know that you say that men and women can't be friends, and until now, I agree with you 100%. It had been my experience that every time I thought that a guy wanted to get to know me and be my friend, eventually it would lead to him wanting to sleep with me. Which brings me to the reason for this email. I am a 26-year-old female. I am friends, or at least that's what I think, with a 34-year-old married male. We work for the same company in different departments. He is a manager, and I am an HR rep. We call each other every day during working hours just to talk and see how each other's day is going. He has my cell number, to which he calls me after working hours just to see how I got home. He looks for any excuse to come to the department and see me. That's what I think, because paperwork could be sent by inter-office mail, but he chooses to walk it over. He listens to me, which most men don't, when I call him and tell him that I'm having a bad day or if I'm having problems with the guys that I am dating. He never talks about his wife. There's no clue right there. I try to ask him about his family life, but he just ignores the question and changes the subject. He doesn't want you to think about the fact that he has a wife and kids. Dear. My question to you is, can it be possible that we really can be just friends, or will he eventually want what most of the men really want? Signed, Confused. Well, Confused, let me just say this. Once you told me your position in the company, it pretty much answered every question I had. He's a manager, and you're in the human resources department. There is no way he's going to overtly make any pass at you at all, ever. He's waiting for you to make the move. If you made the move, he'd be in. In. And if you don't believe it, give it a shot. The reason he calls you, by the way, what does he tell his wife is doing at night when he's calling you to see if you got home okay? How many women would tolerate that? Why do you think he doesn't want to talk about his family? Doesn't want to talk about his wife, doesn't want to talk about his kids? Because he wants to have sex with you, and he wants you to forget that he has a wife and kids. He's hoping eventually you'll cry on his shoulder and want to go out with him for a drink, or want to go out for dinner, or whatever. And he'll say yes immediately. And then he's hoping you're going to make the first move. There's no doubt in my mind. It's not that he'll eventually want what the rest of the men really want. He wants it now. But you're in the human resources department. You could ruin him. So he's just there for you all the time. Trust me when I tell you he's waiting. Waiting for you to give him the okay. That's all you have to do. May be hard to accept here, but it's true. And like I say, the litmus test, if you really don't believe me, go out with him first of all, ask him if he'll go out with you for a drink after work. So he has to call his wife and kids and tell them he's going to be home late. If he does that, that's step one. How many guys with a wife and kids who are happy are going out for drinks with women in the office? Then when he goes out there, have a few drinks, get him all loosened up, and then grab his knee or something and see what he does. See if he tells you, hey, don't do that. I'm a married man. He doesn't even want to talk to you about the fact that he's a married man. Hello? Good luck. Alex, you're on Leykis 101 with your professor. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Professor?
Not much.
All right. Okay, listen, I have an Asian girlfriend I've been with like 8 years. I have a son with is like 5 years. I live in L.A.
Why did you do that?
Man, it started very young.
Why did you do that?
It was just like I have like low pay job and I go to school.
So you thought you would never amount to anything?
I grabbed onto that one right away, you know.
But you were 16 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And why did you need to have a child?
It just happened, you know.
No, it didn't. You made it happen.
Yeah.
You didn't use a condom, and you made it happen. Why did you do that?
That part, she told me right away she was allergic to like latex and stuff like that.
So what?
I know. I didn't know about you.
When they tell you they're allergic to latex, it's time to go.
That's true.
Because you want to know what percentage of women is allergic to latex? It's minuscule.
Exactly.
When they tell you they're allergic to latex, what they're really allergic to is having sex without having a baby.
Exactly. So she was a little bit older, but she was...
By the way, was she also allergic to the pill, also allergic to diaphragm, also allergic to Depo-Provera, also allergic to an IUD, allergic to a cervical cap, allergic to sponges, allergic to the sprays, allergic to the morning after pill, allergic to RU-486, allergic to abortion?
I know. That one you got me.
Yeah.
The thing right now...
You wanted to do that. You didn't even try to stop it, did you?
Exactly. That's true, man.
So, in other words, it didn't just happen. You made it happen because you believed you were a loser who was never going to accomplish any more in life. Right?
At that time, yes.
Well, that's the only time that matters. The time of conception.
Exactly.
You had no faith in yourself. And so you decided, I'm already going down the drain. I might as well just flush myself down the toilet.
Listen to this. I want to go to Canada. I'm from there. I'm a Canadian citizen. I live over here in L.A. I gain all this debt and stuff like that. If I just lose her, go to Canada, will the tax people get a...
I don't know. You would have to talk to an attorney about that. Knowing that Canada is practically a socialist state, my guess, they would be more than happy to cooperate and track you down. But an attorney could tell you that best.
Okay, I see.
And my guess is you'll be too cheap to hire an attorney.
Yeah. I just want to move over there to forget about everything over here. Don't come back for like 10 years.
You know what, though? You're still going to have your same baggage with you wherever you go. Your same low self-esteem, your same lackadaisical attitude and lack of ambition. You're still going to have all of that when you get to Canada.
Yeah, but I go to school, so I have a knowledge now. So
what knowledge do you have?
I'm going to have an AA, probably have a BA in 2 years. And
what school do you go to?
I know you won't like this, man. ITT Tech.
Yeah, see, that's not a college.
Yeah.
Why do you say you're going to college? You're going to the draw-winky, close-cover-before-striking school of student loans.
Exactly.
The kind of school that advertises on matchbook covers. What are you doing?
I just got to learn something, you know.
Well, I know you got to learn something, and going to a trade school is, for somebody like you, probably a good idea, but you just stop telling people you're going to college.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a degree in anything.
At least that's a start, you know.
No? And why did you wait so long to go to school of any kind?
Every year I was going to say I was going to go to school, you know.
Because you were busy getting laid with your Asian girlfriend, that's why.
Exactly.
Yeah, so again, you had no ambition, no desire, no self-esteem, so you decided to knock up your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought so Asian people would be very, very nice, and she's not. And I was like, man, what's up with that?
Well, why did you assume that? Is she from another country?
Yeah, she's from Philippines.
She's from where?
The Philippines.
Oh, the Philippines.
Yeah.
Well, you just can't assume that about an entire country.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Do you have a nice rack?
You would like to know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
And what would that do for you?
I'd probably pitch a tent here in the studio.
The Tom Leykis Show.
We have another hour to go of Leykis 101. Toll free at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Don't go anywhere.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.